How did you get the Yeezy, the modeling contract with Yeezy? Was it a casting call?
Nah.
Did you have the hookup?
Yeah. I had a friend,
Okay.
Ian, and he worked with Kanye West.
Okay.
And it's so crazy. This is when I was living in New York. And man, I was so broke. I had no money, no nothing. And he was just like, come, pause. And I and I pulled up, yeah, and he kind of like had the power to put me in it.
Okay.
It's so crazy because if you watch that thing, they had a curtain over us before the show started. And I was in the back. I was on the last row in the back behind all the people. Like, I'm talking about, like, I was still happy to be there, but I was like, nothing's gonna come from this.
Yeah, you too far to be.
And the last second, him and like, they took me and they put me right in the front. Right before the curtain pulled off, they put me in the front row. And I like to say that really did help my career. It just put a lot of eyes on me, you know? It kind of made it a thing of like, man, who was this kid? Who is this? And so that was cool. Yeah.
You know what? You mentioned and you've mentioned ASAP about 3 or 4 times. How did you and ASAP become friends?
Same person that put me in the Kanye thing. When I was in high school, they used to call me when I was in school, on FaceTime. And like, I remember one time I was like, I just got out of school. It was like an evening after school or something like that. And him and Tyler, the Creator, and like all these guys called me, and I was around all my high school friends. And I was like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, but it was just, I had a homie that was like kind of telling him, like, kind of just brought me around, and I did my own thing though. I always tell people, like, it's cool to like have a handout or have somebody in the industry, but people will always pay more attention and respect you more when they find out about you on their own. When their eyes come across you on their own versus someone like, yo, check out such and such. Like, if they just doing it, you making noise. If you just outside and you making noise, people will pay more attention and respect it more, because people respect when they find something themselves and they think it's cool,
right?
Versus like, I think you can still get the respect when, if somebody of good taste refers you, but when people come across you on your own, man, it's like, it's just a different energy. So that's why I was like, man, make noise.
Right.
Make noise. It's easy to make noise. The way that the internet is connected now, it's so easy to make noise. Just be original, authentic, and take a shot. Take a shot and separate yourself, In
that show, was that your first time ever meeting Kanye, seeing Kanye? Or did you get an opportunity to interact with him?
Nah, I didn't. That was the first time I saw him. I don't even think I saw him. Oh, I saw him right before we went out. He came and checked all our outfits right before I ran out. But we went out. But yeah, I ain't say nothing to him at all. I ain't speak to Kanye for like a couple months after that till they invited me to the studio. He wanted to sign me, actually.
Damn, you're like, oh, all of a sudden you supposed to be you in the fashion show.
Yeah.
You at the back, they pull you to the front. I mean, that thing, hey, you moving at warp speed now. You go from being at the back to the front to potentially being signed.
I mean, from just being in college.
Okay,
so I think I had, but it wasn't overnight, but it felt like it, A
lifetime sometimes feel overnight.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm about to be 30 now, bro. So
wow, boy. Yeah. Ooh, 30?
Yeah.
Whoa, boy.
That's
hey,
what I'm saying.
You only got so many summers left.
That's what I'm saying. I know all y'all on the way out the door. So I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yachty, let me tell you something my grandma used to say.
What?
The tree that's leaning the furthest don't always fall first.
That was so country.
Yeah, it is. But hey, when you driving your car, you go think about it. Like,
yeah. Damn, that was some country shit, man. The tree leaning the furthest don't always fall first.
Yeah. See, you thinking I'm already out the door.
Yeah. Hey, it's possible, but I tell you what. That brown liquor, it's gonna keep leaning that tree. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out.
But you say, I only got one life.
Amen. And I respect that. I swear, bro, we only got, see, that's the thing, right? It's like, it's weird. You gotta find this balance. You wanna find this healthy balance between living a good life and responsible and being healthy and taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And understanding that you only get to do this once. And it's a tough balance.
Once is enough.
Absolutely. But if you get so caught up in oh, I gotta be healthy. Oh, I don't need to go out. Oh, you know, if I go out and have a good time, I could get hurt or something could happen to me. Or you're like, you damn near go your whole life. You'll be 90 and be like, damn, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, you can't live in a bubble.
Fearful. Yeah. You gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta really experience. Like, that's why when I always think about marriage, I always think, I'm going off topic, my bad. But like, when I think about marriage, I always think about, whenever I do finally sit down and like I'm ready to settle down, I'll have lived that life. I won't have any curious bone in my body about doing anything like with some type of woman or with multiple women or whatever, because I've lived that life, and that life is past me, is behind me.
Yeah.
You know, when I find someone I do respect and want to settle down with, I won't have any. Like I respect, but I'd be very curious on people who like meet in high school and like that's the only person you ever been with, that's the only person you ever did anything with. I respect it, but it strikes curiosity in me, because I feel like, does the human brain, or does that, like, the human emotions not wander? Does it? And I think it does a lot of times, but maybe just the security and like that
you gotta
person.
Be able to suppress it to keep that under control.
Yeah. I'm not there. you know, I'm not there. But I want to be there, because my grandparents been together like 50 some years, and I asked them at Thanksgiving, last Thanksgiving, I said, how do y'all do it? And they both said space. You know, they give each other space to have their own time, and they live their own lives.
Right.
You know, they you know, do their things, you know, whether it's like his hobbies is his hobbies and her friends are her friends, and they live life.
Yeah. And a lot of times as they get older, they live in the same house, but they don't sleep in the same bed.
They really just like pals.
Yeah. Your dad was a famous photographer who worked with Outkast, Kanye West, Luda, and more. You ever go to work with your dad?
Sometimes, not always, but I would come to his house after work, and he'd have all the, like, it'd be like I didn't see him kill somebody, but I would come over and it'd be like bullet shells everywhere. And what I mean by that is that he'd have all these pictures,
all this full,
just like, so like I never seen him do it, but I would see it and be like, and he'd be like, yeah, this was last Friday and this was Saturday, and he flew around a lot. He was always gone. So like, yeah, he always went to places. My dad was always, he's a big traveler, and he's never home.
You like to travel too, huh? That's
I
when you
hate
get
traveling.
You hate traveling?
I hate traveling.
How you gonna be an artist and you hate traveling?
But I hate traveling for leisure.
Okay.
You know, because I'm always on the road, and I don't like hotel rooms. They have no life. They have no
personality.
Yeah, it's just a stock photo on the wall, a really tightly tucked bed, and bad furniture, and a TV with no channels. You know, and sometimes it's shower with bad water pressure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what did you learn most from your dad?
Just to be myself. You know, like I said, my dad used to drive a Mercedes station wagon, a vintage one. And at the time, I didn't understand old cars. When I was young, I was like, Dad, this car's old as you know? Like, my mom had a new Beamer. Well, not new, but like newer.
Yeah.
And my dad drove vintage cars, you know? And he wore what he wanted to wear. At the time, when I was young, Nike was the my dad wore New Balances. And he's like, Dad, what the are these? Why are you wearing these?
Right.
You know? And when I was young, it just took a lot for me to understand my father did what he wanted to do. You know, when I grew up, my dad, I would see my dad when I was young every other weekend, for the most part, unless he had to work. And he was never like my dad never was like, see them, they gay. We don't do that. You know, like he wasn't one of, like I used to hang around friends whose parents, they were like that.
Right.
My dad was like, he was a real like accepting person of everything. You know, he was real like, life is just life.
Right.
You know, almost like a hippie, but he wasn't a hippie, but he was kind of like, he kind of embodied like
very uncommon for a black man in the South.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was, my dad was different. is. I'm talking like he's dead or something. Like he's different. He's a different guy.
Right.
And growing up, I think and he listened to all types of music, and I think he just taught me to like do you.
Right.
You know? And like if that's what you like. By the way, I'm talking about things, not sexuality, right? Like,
Yeah.
But like, if that's what you like if you like to wear slacks with tube socks or skinny jeans or loose jeans or even a curl mustache or crazy hair, whatever, do it, you know? And it's crazy because he didn't tell me these things.
Right.
I just saw it in him.
Right.
I saw him dress how he wanted to dress.
Because he never said when you showed up with looking a certain way, like, boy, what you got that on for?
Never.
Why you looking like that?
He honestly used to always be like, oh, you look cool. Or like,
Okay.
He always was like, you know, you look fresh or whatever. And he always played. I think it also went through him playing so much music. I be studying things. Like when I was in school, I wanted to be a psychologist, right? So like I studied things. So like even if he would play certain music, I'd go look at their videos or see them perform live or look at their pictures. And then, you know, if you listen to rock music, they dress differently. And, you know, their shows are different and their interviews are a little bit different. And their charisma is different. And so I would just deep dive into all these different things. And so without him even like probably knowing that it was just unlocking a much more a free
Free or Yachty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A free way of a man who just, I wasn't ever really judgmental. I never really cared. And I just mind my business. I don't really care what nobody else got going on.
Since your dad worked in the industry, he knew Coach K. You had rapped only for a year.
Yeah.
People like, man, Yachty a plant.
It wasn't even yeah.
I didn't explain it. Tell me what a plant is. Cause I hear this term a lot of times.
Yeah.
What is a plant? Now, cause I'm thinking, you know, I grew up on a farm and I know the definition of a plant. What we talking about, we had to plant tobacco, we had to plant seed and for crops to grow. But what's an industry plant?
You playing tobacco?
Yeah.
Damn.
I grew up about 3 hours south of here.
Okay.
Rural South Georgia.
Where?
Glenville.
Never heard of it. Okay.
You know Savannah?
Yeah.
I'm about 60 miles from Savannah.
More south or closer?
Like inland.
Okay.
Savannah's right on the coast. I'm a little inland.
Okay, cool.
Southeast.
Cool. Yeah, an industry plan is basically so crazy because you don't really, like you have them, but like they don't really succeed like back in the day. Like, but it's basically just like a artist that was made in house and it's put in position with other artists to kind of blend in.
Block their blessings.
Well, not even block, but just kind of to blend in and kind of like skip the line.
Okay.
You know, like you kind of like if Def Jam found an artist and they felt potential and they just kind of stuck them next to Future, you know, and like kind of tried to like how the hell you get a song with Future? Like how to, you know, or anybody, it don't gotta be Future. Anybody, I'm not saying like Future, but just like anyone. That's kind of like what an industry plan is. Just someone that is moving at the speed of light and it doesn't make sense how they're growing so fast. You know, but now it's just the way social media works. People can really overnight and explode, you know, and it had nothing to do with it. Sometimes, honestly, this industry, they don't even know how to market a lot of artists. It's just so, either you know how to work social media or it just works for you. These labels really don't be knowing what they're doing, to be honest.
Right.
That's truth. That's the real truth.
So, but when you obviously you've heard that because they say you skipped the line. Man, how Yachty was right here one day, and next thing I know, he in Kanye fashion show.
Yeah.
He doing music with Kanye, blah, blah, X, Y, and Z. So how did that make you feel? You just keep your head down and say, y'all keep talking. I'm gonna keep making this bread, and I don't worry about what y'all say.
You know, I didn't care because I was so set, you know? Like the thing with me was negativity never bothered me because I realized that like this world really is so big. And I started to get the perception that the reason you see so much hatred is because the people hating, that's what they spend their time doing. You know, you got so many people that love you, right? And that cherish you and respect you. They're just living life. You know, you're not gonna spend your time like telling someone how much you just, oh, I just love you. Some people will, but you go on about your day.
Right.
You know, if you listen to Lil Yachty and you love him, you in school, you at work, you just doing it. You love him in life. You know, you go to a show, you support, buy merch, but you're not gonna spend all day talking about how much you love him. You just do it, right? So like when I was like doing things and you know, people coming to me in the street, or I would do a show, or like I was just growing. It's like, okay, well, someone loves me.
Correct.
It's not like my bills are paid. You feel me? So like, people just have more time to hate. It's a certain type of person.
And it's only online. Because I've never met anybody in the street that says, I hate Shannon Sharpe.
Man, no.
Or I dislike
Ever.
And why you come up with that name? Man, you know how, and you make black people look bad by smoking Black and Miles and drinking brown liquor on TV. Well, I've never heard anybody.
Ever. No one's ever told me to my face that you suck.
Nobody.
You can't
It's
rap.
only online. But you know what? I had to learn because, you know, my sister say, Shannon, there's no possible way you could be ascending like you are and have more haters than supporters. But it took me a while, because the thing is, when you play a sport, Yachty, if you, like, you're in an arena and there can be like 80,000 fans cheering, yeah, we love you, 84, we love you, Sharpe. It's that 1,000 that's booing that somehow is able to drown out the 80,000 that's cheering. And I had to learn to tune my ear, to not hear the boos, but only hear the applause. And it took me a while to get over that.
Absolutely.
Because when I was playing, I understood Steeler fans disliking me because I played for the Broncos and the Ravens.
Right.
I understood that then. But now I'm like, what is it that I'm doing in my life that causes you to dislike me so much?
I think that people just have insecurities in themselves, and so they mask it by taking it out on someone else. You know, your comfort maybe as a man. You know, your masculinity and the things that you enjoy and the things that you're comfortable doing. You know, it can make someone so uncomfortable because they aren't comfortable. You know, and I feel no way for them. I have no pity. Because I love myself.
Right.
You feel me? And now I'm at the point now I look good, I smell good, I feel good. And I guarantee you, any sisters or exes or current girlfriends that you may be involved with or have in your life feel the same way. So all the side talk is irrelevant at this point. I'm speaking directly in the camera because I know you're watching this, hating at this very moment. I want you to understand that anytime you spend time being negative on me, I'm somewhere like smiling.
Y'all heard it? Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before two something.